Welcome back to college football episode number 15. The one thing that I've really picked up on over the number of years that we've covered already is just how unpredictable games are in terms of outcomes. There are a lot of upsets as opposed to what you would expect. It's not just simply the better team wins day in, day out, especially if they have home field advantage. Now, it feels like home field advantage is a thing. We have much worse records on the road than we do at home. In the early years, we were terrible, and yet we kept managing to win about 4 games a year. 3 out of the first 4 seasons, we won 4 games. We won more in that 4th year of that stretch. This last year was that polar opposite. We had a terrible year. Horrendous year. Worst year that we've had. With by far the best team that we've had. But I think it really just pointed to how unpredictable games are. It seems that road games are really hard to win. That is one thing we're picking up on. I think the other thing that I'm picking up on is how important a good quarterback is. We had a good quarterback in a decent number of the years that we've been out there. Last year was not one of those years. We struggled. He struggled. The team struggled. It wasn't just offense, it was defense that also had its problems last year. So there was inconsistency across the board, but I'm really excited about what this year will bring, as there's a lot of talent at most of the positions. There's going to be about an 80 plus at a lot of them, but that's because the offseason training is about to happen. We've got a number of boosts out there, and we've got a chance to get one more. I only got a single level up. I went from a level 19 at the start of the year last year to a level 20 now. And that level up just happened here in the offseason. That's how bad the year was. We can get tier 3 for our defensive backs to give them an offseason training boost, which is what's about to occur. So now's the perfect time to spend the points on that and make that happen. That gives us a positional boost for well over half of the players on roster now will experience that kind of off-season boost. Now, we're still missing that for quarterbacks, but it's one position. But now I'm starting to see how important that one position is. It was pretty obvious that it was important before as well. Linebackers, that is the next kind of mass group position that's still out there that we need to spend 3 levels on to make happen. And two level ups from now, that will be a thing, right? It's 8, 16, 24. 24 points to make that happen. We have 4 tokens right now. So 10 each, 2 levels, 24. So 2 level ups. If we could have a better year, you would think that could happen in this next year. We can get the linebackers taken care of. Then you're down to literally a single position on the field that's not got the boost. And then the kicker punter, which is 2 positions, but definitely less important, especially when they start pretty good to begin with. That'll be the last one we cover on that. But I think I am going to end up doing the linebackers before quarterback, because essentially this is 3 or 4 guys on the field at any given time. Sometimes 2, but usually 3 or 4. But our new offensive coordinator does have some play calling advantages in other areas that we're not familiar with. The tactician and architect piece. Defensive coordinator wise, does have the tactician piece as well, so he's got a few extra bonuses, though most of his points are in motivator. Wow, there's a huge off-season development level up. There's one of my levels right here, right now. We've got quite a few players in the 80s now. Quite a few of them. And some of those are only sophomores. One of those, it's punter, but one of those is only a freshman. We just got a redshirt sophomore wide receiver with a plus 13 to now be at 84 overall. Quarterback, we have one guy who came in without development, but the other 3 have progressed, at least 2 of them nicely. We got into that 70 plus category, but we basically only got back to where we were a year ago, with Smalls leading the way. Alex Smalls is a dual threat quarterback, and he got a plus 6 overall up to a 73, which is definitely still not great. He has plenty of speed and agility, which is nice. Definitely an athletic quarterback. In fact, our number 2 guy also has the actually really all 3 of them are quite athletic, but we are talking about, let's see, overall throw power, not great. Awareness, not great for any of them. But our short throwing accuracy, medium throwing accuracy. None of it's great. Deep is I think better than the guy we had last year though. He was awful deep. He was good at short throws, but he was terrible everywhere else. So that's pretty okay. And man, he can run. We're going to be doing a lot of option stuff with him. But we got a 79 and a 78 at halfback, and a 74 behind him, and a redshirt freshman. Fullback, whatever. 75 overall. We got an 86 and an 84, and 3 guys 78 plus behind them. We've got plenty of depth. We've got guys that can catch the ball. We just need a quarterback who can actually get it to him. Tight end, 283s. Plenty of quality there. Man, only a +1 on our left tackle. Yeah, that's disappointing. I expected an 80. I expected an 80 at each line position. We get an 80 at left guard. Only a +1 on our center. 76. Right guard, 78. And right tackle, no gain at all. Oh, that is so disappointing. That is so disappointing. I expected so much more, but I'm guessing a lot of those guys, top of the list, were a part of that first recruiting class, and a lot of them were probably just 2 stars, and I guess that would make sense why there wasn't that much development and why we're seeing so much more out of these freshmen or sophomores than we are out of the juniors or seniors at this point. For example, there's a junior, +2. There's 2 sophomores, +3, +4. There's a freshman, +7. That's 2 guys 80 plus on the left edge, 2 guys 80 plus on the right edge. There's 2 guys 80 plus at defensive tackle. Only 1 Sam linebacker developing a senior, and he only gets +2. We're right back to that point of, I think that's all of our 2-star guys. That's about all they offer you. Same at Mike, Will. All of them kind of having that problem. So linebacker, not as strong as I was expecting it to be. Cornerback looking a lot stronger than it's been, but there's a senior with a +1. There's a freshman with a +6 already, almost caught up to him. Free safety. Well, we finally have a player that's 70 plus at free safety, and I think our true freshman is pretty dang good too. Strong safety. 2 guys. We're up to mid-70s. We've definitely improved a lot of positions. Really, quarterback's the only one that hasn't. Kicker, 80 plus. Punter, both of them. The redshirt freshman has caught up to the redshirt junior. I might have to just give him the job, especially if he's going to care about, what's his deal breaker? Playing time. His deal breaker is playing time. So, yeah, he might be taking over a starter. Overall, great development. We saw where the weakness was, though. It's that senior class. It's all those 2-star guys from the first recruiting class that we had. So as promised, the next one we're going to work on is linebackers. 1 level away from finishing off the linebackers to Tier 3. New ratings as we head into the year. We've pushed up from a 76 across the board overall and offense defense to a 79 across the board, offense and defense, along with our overall rating. So another +3 this year. We've gone from 71, 72 to a 76 to a 79. Last year that didn't seem to matter much though, and I worry that with the quarterback situation we could be in a little bit of trouble this year. Pro potential, 2 guys are worried about it. One is our new recruit Ezeki, that is one of our 4-star guys. Play style has a few guys that are very much concerned, including a couple really good halfbacks. Playing time is a concern for 2 young players. That's it. Deal breaker situation is minimal, at least to start the year. Last year's strategy went pretty well. For one thing, we seem to have a lot less issues with deal breakers as time has gone on. One, we worked those ones out of the system, but in the recruits, I've been doing better. And last year in particular, I was intentionally seeking out deal breakers. We're going to continue to do that this year, but starting at home in Ohio is a big advantage on whether we can recruit somebody. So we're going to look at 3 and 4 stars in Ohio and see who's willing to sign with us. We're still half star, so I doubt that there's really that many, but there are certainly some. There's a 4-star wide receiver And his deal breaker is proximity to home, so that is a perfect opportunity to get after him. But at 150, I think he's going to be too popular of a target, and I don't think we're going to have much of a chance. He'll end up at like Ohio State or something. We have a 3-star recruit in the coming year. His rank's not good, it's 1,400. But there is a 3-star recruit, and we're on his board. It's the first one. It's the very first one we've seen. Of course, it's a local kid, and I think that makes a big difference on that part, but that's crazy. One thing I'm going to do differently, though, is that last year I saw that the 4-star thing, week 1, was useless. They get a lot of attention. 3-star guys get less attention. So I'm going to start with a 3-star list. And then when I clear out those that I need to clear out, I will fill that void with any 4-star guys who have no offers after the first week. So change it up just a little bit. Looking above at the team needs in particular, normally I keep this really balanced, but I know that half the guys are going to be gone after week 1. So I've really started a little differently this time than the previous years. I have a few too many at a few of the positions. And nobody at a couple other positions. But realistically, I'm going for the best guys on the list, highest ranked ones, that are in a good deal breaker situation. That combination, I'm hoping, will translate into a number of candidates that we hang on to and would want to target in that first wave or second wave, early second wave. And then we'll go back, fill the gaps with the lower ranked guys that have the deal breaker situation that we want, and fill in the team needs. Get a couple guards, get a center, get another outside linebacker, get a strong safety, that sort of thing. And then just not replace the extra tackle, the extra wide receiver, the extra quarterback, the extra edge that didn't pan out. Absolutely no surprise. All 4 of the 4-star guys from Ohio had tons of offers. The last one had the least with like 4, 5. Everybody else had about 7. So coming down to who's left of the 3-stars. Ooh, that's us. That's us. We're number 1 on his list. I think he might go right to the top of my list. This is the one that liked us. Last year, I think that first week we got knocked down to 11. This time it's 17. I think one of the big reasons for that is I didn't target a bunch of 4-star guys in the first place. And next year, I think even Ohio, I'll just start with the 3 stars because that clearly didn't take us anywhere. Now, the first thing I'll do to try to fill out the other half of our list is check those 4 stars because it did work out for us. We did get 3 of them signed last year. There are some guys with no offers in the 4-star category, but how many of them are willing to talk to us? Well, Holyfield is. Playing time is a big concern for him. However, if he's that good, I would think we can find a way to get him into the rotation early so we don't lose him. So that deal breaker, C+ on playing time, and the need is C+. So, yeah, it's not ideal, but I think you can fudge the results. Now, here's one. Another halfback. Playing time, A+. So, apparently he's a little bit better. Or quite a bit better than the other guy, current ability-wise. There are more. This is a proximity to home. What was his? He's a halfback also. I think maybe I need to go back and take off that first one. If we already are pulling 2 ranks high, sure, but you figure somebody's going to come in later anyway. Let's not play with fire on the deal breaker. This one, deal breaker is not good. Or here. And we're into the offers. So 2 halfback, 4 stars. Seems like that's it. What was the wide receiver? Pro potential C++. That's, and same here. That's a worry because I'm not sure what else you can do, right? So we're only going to target a couple of 4 stars this year. I think I've reached the stage as I've gone down the list of all position players down to 930. So now I need to start breaking it down kind of position by position and need. Now I've got some extra Mike linebackers, which can obviously convert to outside linebackers, but strong safety is the one we need most of all because I have no spare free safeties. So let's start from there. There's only 2 3 stars. There's already offers. Which means I need extra free safeties if possible. Oh, okay, hold on. So I changed the list. There are some guys out here. We got 2 3-star free safeties. No strong safeties. Yikes. Okay. Means I need to go after that second. The extra free safety here as well. That'll be our 3 safeties in the class that we go after. Okay, for a moment I was hopeful that there was lots of outside linebackers without offers, and no, the list is longer, but it's not great. Deal breaker is not going to happen with this guy or this guy, so really I only have either of these 2, and no, and this is the best one. It's not great. Proximity to home B- with the need being a C-. Georgia kid. There's a chance that he'll leave us somewhere around junior year, but we really need to get somebody signed up because that one's not going to happen either. So I already learned last season that the 4 stars get a lot more attention than the 3. That was all obvious, but putting hours into the 4 stars in the first week doesn't make a lot of sense. I've put 90 hours into giving new scholarship offers out to the second half of the list. So I've got 90 hours that we will be able to spare next week. And if either of these 4-star guys still have no attention next week, then we start that process of quickly bringing them along. But not this week. This week, we want to start with the 3 stars that have the best chance of taking us somewhere. Like Sills already likes us. We want to sign him. It's our first ever 3-star kid that wants to play for us. We're going to take full advantage of that. I think this is the first time that through the second week, all 35. It's always 2 to 3, maybe 1 to 3. This is the first time that all 35, not just 1 or 2 or 3 at the end of the list, end up having some new offers pop in. So we're good to go on recruiting all 35 of these guys, which means the next ones to put hours into is our 2 4-star guys. One of them is an athlete, so that's going to give us a good opportunity to... And we're going to send the house on these guys. I think that's going to be the wisest thing to do here. We're going to take the 10 hours off of this one. And send the house on each of these to give them a really healthy head start. The other thing I've learned is locking down this first wave is more about just getting a really healthy head start and not about trying to get them all the way to commit status. Once I have a really healthy head start, I think I can back off to like 10 hours and then redistribute those hours and start our second wave a lot earlier than we did previously and spread that out. Right now we're on 10 guys. 10 guys recruit-wise. I think we can absolutely do better and get after some more guys here early on. So we have FCS East. We're back to FCS East this year as our non-conference first game of the season. We're at home, and we have this massive advantage. It should be such an easy game. Let's control the offense today. Big thing I need to remember is we need to run a lot more option kind of stuff. Not just run pass option, but quarterback option. We've got a decent running back. We've got much better offensive line, though a lot of those seniors, a lot of those starters did not make the kind of progression of the players behind them. So they're good, but they're not that great. No hole emerged. Everybody was blocked. There was tons of space ahead of us, but there was no hole to get through, and we end up only gaining a yard on that play. Let's get a first pass one. Smalls takes over.
They're being disrespected, and they want to make a point to the entire college football world with a big win today. And you hear
there we go, first play. 29 yards on that one.
At the 45-yard line on 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun,
Wow. They are stacking the box. 2 yards is all we can get in. They might be forcing me into a lot of throws here, which is definitely not what I want. We're going to go to the ground again, though, before we take it to the air. See if we get a chance to get something going on the ground. And nope. Wow. How did he hit me through my man and I fell over? Sack of potatoes on that one. And flood left. Thought we were a little further to the right than this, but that triangle or X is my main guys. Hang on to it, please. Ay, 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 he dropped it. Freaking dropped it. 4th and 9. Got a punt. This is probably going in the end zone, but I think I'd rather take that than the alternative. Kick it just a little bit short to give us a chance. And come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh. Kick went right where I needed it to go, but it maybe I need to start learning how to try to coffin corner. Give it a chance to bounce out of bounds. Okay, defense got its stop. We'll take a standard run pass option here. It's triangle, yes. And he's covered. Go back to you. Oh man, running back getting nowhere right now. Absolutely nowhere. There is no run game right now. Yeah, that's a drop too. None of these guys can hang on to the ball after the catch.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here.
Finally get a completion, but it puts us into 4th down at the 39. Let's not give their offense a real chance here. Let's just take a punt. I trust our defense today. Nice punt. But their guy still has to run up to it. Got the ball back quick. Try the run game once again as we go to end the first quarter. Still scoreless. And we get a little something there. 8 yards. Oof. Got it off. But couldn't get free of his man. Ay, ay, ay. I wait for the juke, but he just didn't execute.
All offseason, this coach has said the right things. I'm not worried about it. I'm not focused on it. I'm just worried about it.
First down. Barely.
He's got to win big.
Can't believe these.
Expectation at this
We
point
got
to win. And if he
almost 30 points advantage on these guys, and yet we can't get anything going. Oh, there's a guy. There's a guy. Block. Thank you. Oh, great block. Great block there. 2nd and 1.
that's just for a second and allowed the tight end to work himself vertically down the
Found the hole. Wasn't a big one, but squeezed through it. 5 rushes and just 15 yards. And that was half of those yards right there. Going short, circle, or deep to X. Nobody's open. There's somebody. All right. 60 yards. We're getting somewhere. Oh, no block. Late hit. The guy that blitzed is why I threw the pass option. What? Offensive pass interference?
We've got pass interference, but this time it's on the offense.
That's really weird. That's a really weird call. 1st and 20 now. I don't understand that one, but okay, sure. Don't throw it out of bounds. Come on. That is a terrible throw. He's wide open. That's 2nd and 20. Hit as I threw. 3rd and 20. Alright, we got 3 options on that left-hand side with square, triangle, or R1. Hey, we're in a zone. So we got the first one. We got 11 yards back. That's a iffy field goal, but we're going to try it. Oh! That is not at all where... Did you see how it just yanked itself and then went left? I was holding it. I never let it go. Yes, it should have pulled a little left because my marker was a little left, but it pulled it massively to the left. Hey, well, they didn't go anywhere. We're going to get the ball back. I wanted to take the option there, but because the guy I was reading was coming in, but it did not give me what I was looking for. Because it was circle, not triangle, and I tried to hit triangle. And this one's a circle as well. This time they're coming, and they were blitzing on the other side too, but luckily we were able to counter and go the opposite way. Game 3. Double options, square or circle. 3rd and 3. R1 or square. Aye. Boy, I almost failed on that one, but he got loose. Alright, let's get the quarterback involved. Speed option. Oh shit! There's 4 seconds. It's halftime. I did not see the clock at all. I did not see the clock until I went to hike it there. And I had already hit the hike button. Well, that drive finally got something going, but I wasted an opportunity there. Got no points. Option worked though. Quarterback had some legs. You got a nice gain on that one. Option works well. Gain 4, but the quarterback takes a big hit. You can't do that too much. Oh! Yowzer. And as I threw, nobody got open. Had to hold it too long. End up having a punt. Ooh, what the fuck was that? That's the second time in the kicking game that it did the opposite of what it did. I had released well before that, and nothing happened, and we end up with our next drive starting from the 1.5 yard line. I'm assuming after a 4th down stop. Barely. barely got out of the end zone. In fact, they gave us, what was it, triangle?
That's why they're loading the box. This is a great opportunity to take a shot down the sideline to your best wide receiver.
Oh no, he went backwards. Now it's 5-0. And it's into the fourth quarter.
The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium.
Our offensive line is giving us absolutely no space whatsoever. And then they're playing like a much better team than they are. He held on to it at least. Gave us... It should be 3rd and 3. Where he caught the ball, they gave it 3 yards back behind there. Now 3rd and 6. Oh, I need to take a drive off. I'm taking one drive off. Can the team score? Well, they moved it better than I could, but the game ended. I need to stop. But even when I don't play, this is what happens. When I don't play, it's still the same thing. I didn't have a terrible game. I wasn't making huge mistakes. There was zero push from the offensive line. I found a guy open once in coverage. But there was no run game. There was no opening for pass game. It wasn't like I was making the mistakes that I've been making in the past seasons. I was throwing the ball the right way. I didn't push myself out of the pocket except for once. I made a mistake a little bit on the safety, but barely. It was really more about the ball was thrown by the quarterback to the wrong space, and the wide receiver dove backwards for it instead of just letting it fall incomplete or knocking it down. And he put himself in that scenario, and that all happened out of my control. That was all between ball release and ball catch. AI did that. But outside of that, it wasn't because I was playing terrible. We were trying different schemes, different plays, different things were working, but we never had open field ahead of us. Against a team that's 30 points weaker than us, there was never an easy opportunity. Not once. So I think my plan is kind of once I get into that top 5 or middle of top 5 category, I'm going to start backing off on these guys, and Sills is going to get there quick. There's nobody else in on him, and he really likes us. But the others are making good progress. I mean, we're already top 3 for quite a few of these guys in just a couple weeks of recruitment. So down here, it's going to take a hair longer, but he's making good. Oh, that's our 4-star halfback. He made massive progress for 1 week. Send in the house worked well for both of them, so they should get to the head of the list next week and start pulling away. And so we'll be able to back off to 25 within a couple weeks. We don't want to back off too much with those guys. The others are going to take more time, but that's why you get to the head and then just do like 10 hours for virtually everybody and try to get the whole list going, right? Well, I've done enough to hurt us. Let's let the AI take Coastal Carolina. Not that I think I played bad, but it must have been me, right? If I simulate that game, we win by 30 points. Well, not necessarily. It's not how things have been going lately. Let's see how it goes with Coastal Carolina if I let them handle it. Recruitment going really well. 8 of the 10 guys just cut their list down. We go to 1-1. MAC Player of the Week, Regis, wide receiver, 12 catches, 183 yards and a touchdown. 42-28, the victory on that one. Now we're on the road for the next 3 weeks with Temple, Alabama, and Northern Illinois. So we have our 4 out-of-conference games with maybe a difficult stretch here. It's going to be hard to do something. I don't know how good or bad Temple is, but Alabama at number 2 in the country is obviously going to pummel us. I can't believe we lost to FCS East. Now those last 2 guys that we're targeting right now also just gave us a decent amount of XP. That could have been a win. It is a win. 2-1. MAC Defensive Player of the Week this time is Jamie Addison, strong safety, 2 interceptions, 6 tackles, and 2 pass deflections. We're going to take our first one, Sills, and start to back off. He seems such an easy pick, so put him down to 10 hours. Keep it moving along. But the others are doing nicely right now, including our 2 4-star guys who, before long, we can back up to that 25 hours. I'm going to put Ted for Sorsdal. No, you know what? Let's put him at 15. We'll take it one guy at a time. This is the one I had already put 10 hours into once, 1 week. Picked up a decent amount of XP on the day against Alabama, so I'm thinking we did not get hammered, but we'll check on that in a second. Playstyle, 2 guys. Still thinking about leaving us. Pro potential, 2 guys. Still thinking about leaving us. Playing time, of course, is now starting to be established, right? We're 4 games in. We're a third of the way through the season already. There are 9 players worried about playtime. And it looks like really only one of them is very good, and that's Hutton. That is our big concern, is losing Hutton and losing Ramirez. Maybe I should, well, no, it's a defensive tackle moving over to left edge. I can't do that mid-season, I don't think. I'll check. Because maybe I put him over Ramirez, but Ramirez is the backup because we're going to lose Ramirez anyway. Career record broken. Cal Burks has set the Akron career sacks record. After playing Alabama, means we got sacks against Alabama. We lost by 2 points. We lost by 2 points on the road. 35-33. Holy cow. Temple, we only beat 31-26. It turns out that their overall rating was really low. They were like 62 overall. So we just barely eke out a victory against a really bad team, and we lose by 2 to a really good team. Both on the road. Make it make sense for me. But like I said, really inconsistent. We couldn't play against FCS East at all. Couldn't get rolling. And then, lose by 2 to Alabama. 2-2 as we go to begin our regular season matchups. First with Northern Illinois. Haslam, 4-star athlete. One I really want to get of the pair. Now has competition. UConn coming in, but our send the house was more than what they committed. So they jumped from 7th to 2nd on the list, but we made more progress than they did. But it looks like we're going to have to keep spending the hours on them. Meanwhile, Sorsdal, which is 15 hours, jumps from off the list to number 2. And that's why I'm trying to just spread the love and expand. So far, everybody else, though, still looking really good. We'll have to start picking and choosing, though, who we get after. I think I need to get after like a free safety next, as we know we've got limited choices. Northern Illinois has 69 this year, but we're on the road. Not a ton of XP, but could have been enough for a win. It was enough for a win. 3-2. Probably a close game. Not very close, actually. 41-23. UConn has backed off on Haslam, so we are back in control on getting his signature. For now, I'll spend at least one more week on 50 hours before I back off to the 25, just because UConn did make up some ground on that one. We don't want to invite them right back in, but Sorsdal comfortably starting to pull away. New target, Klutz. Well, not new target, but new hour commitment. Kind of my tier 2 guy. Klutz jumps right up the list. He should be number 1 by next week. And then quarterback Kamar is the next one that I've started to target. Only 5 hours that I was able to commit so far. We're going to turn that into 10. And then find another guy to also give 10 hours to. I'd rather split 20 than make it 15 and 5. And I've picked out a lineman, right guard Cashman, to give the other 10 hours to. It's up to 14 guys that we are actively getting after now. Comfortably in the driver's seat on 11 of those at the moment. Central Michigan's 3-1, 1-0 in conference, but they're actually a really weak team, and we're finally at home. Should be a victory, but again, there's that whole inconsistency stuff. Another win. We go to 4-2. The cornerback, the weakest guy on our roster, becomes less of a threat to transfer away. And on those playing time guys, it's dropped from 9 to 8 of them that are concerned about it. Nobody's worried about championship contender. And in fact, our rating has improved in that category. We're 71st in the nation right now. We've already hit the halfway point of the season with 4 wins, so things are going well. We've matched all but 2 of our season's records at this point, so much better than last season. But let's push forward at least past, let's say, 2 more here before we wrap this episode up. Bowling Green, just a 64 this season, just 2-3 overall so far this season. Definitely not the Bowling Green of past years. Very winnable game. We're a plus 15 on the overall. We're on the road. Most of those first 8 guys on the list, I think 7 out of 8 are already backed off to just the 10 hours now. So we're really safe and secure on them, saving a lot of hours to be able to get into my second wave. Greg, I'm just going to keep things going because, you never know. I think once I get down to the final top 3, maybe I'll back off to 10 at that point. At the same time, I kind of want to just get those signatures over the line on Greg and Haslam. Speaking of Haslam, UConn's coming at us, and they are making up ground. They have made it further than we've made it. But we've got enough of a head start, and we're closing in on that top 3. We should be able to finish it off. We may have to spend some additional hours on a visit at some point just to help put it over the line. But we're getting pretty close. We'll see if they keep it up into next week, and I might have to find some hours to be able to set up a visit for him. Meanwhile, the next wave of guys, we're almost into the top 5, so Sorsdal, I'll be able to back him off to 10 before too long. He's making rapid progress. Klutz is in the first place, and he'll hit that top 5 in a week or 2. Kumar just hit number 1 and just got pushed up from 10 hours to 25. Cashman just got pushed up from 10 to 25, and we've also hit number 1 for him. And I've got 30 more hours to find my next guy or 2. Meanwhile, a lot of our just scholarship-only guys have climbed into that top list. So this is really going to be about who do I want, who do I need. I don't think I have a wide receiver on my list right now, and we tend to lose one here and there as they have bigger egos than some of the other position players. So I've got that little bit head start on guys 15 through 22 on the list right now, and I do think that I'd like to target the wide receiver next, so we'll put him up to 15, and we've got 30 hours already to spend, so let's go ahead and give him 25. And after that, I think I want to get after this defensive tackle, especially with his ranking 594th nationally. It's only 5 hours for the moment, but at least it's something to get him going. And he's on the list, so it won't take him too long to jump to number 1, as long as the other offers don't come in. I was going to do a second game after that Bowling Green one, but this seems like a better stopping point as we have a bye week. So recruiting is going phenomenally well so far, outside of the fact that, hey, we got 3 4-star guys last year, and it looks like we're going to get 2 this year, and one of those 2 does have some competition, so it's not a guarantee that we're going to get him. But outside of getting one less 4-star guy, right now, recruitment-wise, is looking fantastic, especially on the 3-star front, as we're getting really good options, and a lot of those options are not having any deal-breaker concerns whatsoever. So pretty confident with how recruiting is going. Very confident with how the season's going. We're 5-2, and one of those losses was that opener, that ugly opener at the beginning of the episode. Otherwise, we'd be 6-1. Finally, the overall rating is resulting in something. And the other loss was Alabama by, 2 points? That's crazy, right? Let's see if we can keep that momentum going into the final run of the season and get ourselves, we're already almost in position for a bowl game. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.